Okay, so I'm at work right now. I'm on my break, so I figured I would do a quick video. I was talking to some of my friends that are mothers as well, and we were actually discussing the birth control methods that we use and how they're working. I had my son about a year ago. He'll be 2 years this year, in September. Sorry, I'm kind of spacing out. But I started the Depo-Provera shot about 2 days after I had my son. And in theory, it's great. You know, you don't have to take it every day. You can take it every 3 months, you know, so you don't have to worry about it. And if you and your husband or significant other aren't using any other birth control, like condoms or anything like that, you don't have to worry about pregnancy, especially if you're not looking to get pregnant anytime soon. Now, for me, when I took the Depo shot at first, you know, it was great. I didn't have to worry about it. I didn't have a period almost after the 6 weeks of, you know, recovery and all that stuff. I didn't have a period after that. I haven't had a period since, and I was on the shot for a year. Now, I recently started ortho-tricycline low. I switched almost a month ago, and I guess I'll tell you a little about my experience on the Depo shot. You know, of course, after you have a baby, it's already, like, uncomfortable, and you're not really thinking about having sex, and you're just trying to let your body rest, and you're running back and forth, and, you know, with a new baby, and especially if you have other children, you know, you're worried about that, the kids, work, house, everything. So sex kind of gets the back burner. And for me, the first time after, you know, the 6 weeks after we finally, you know, decided to have sex, it wasn't very comfortable for me. It was uncomfortable. I wasn't really into it at all. I was tired, and it just was uncomfortable, and I was just like, ugh. So that was already an issue. And then with the Depo-Provera, I guess, because I was also breastfeeding, so your libido also kind of drops when you're breastfeeding as well, and I breastfed my son for about 8 months. So sex was like the furthest thing from my mind. Like, with the combination of Depo and breastfeeding and a new baby and everything else, I was just like, oh God, I just want to sleep or lay here and just be quiet. That's all I want to do. So my husband kind of took the brunt of that one. And I kind of decided that after the year was up, during that year, people would say, you know, that I was having mood swings. I changed a little bit. Like, everything made me mad. I was either crying or I was upset or whatever. It was just a mess. And of course, you don't really notice your mood changes as much as other people do, because you're not really, like, you know, analyzing yourself. So other people, you know, would comment, and then of course that would make me upset. So finally I decided to go to my doctor, because I started to get really bad headaches, and I started to get really bad cramps, but I didn't have my period since being on the shot, so there really wasn't any need for cramps. So I was getting really bad cramps, I was getting really bad headaches, and getting dizzy a lot, and my libido was gone. And so I went to the doctor, and I talked to my doctor, and she said, you know, some women have this issue with Depo-Provera. Sometimes, you know, it works perfectly, they're fine on it, everything's great. And then others, it just totally screws with them, and it's just not good. So I decided to switch to ortho-tricycline low. I've actually been off of the Depo shot for, I'm going to say 3.5, 4 months, and then I started the ortho-tricycline low about a month ago. So far, it's gone great, you know. As far as libido goes, after being on Depo, it took us a few months, you know, to get from my body to get rid of it, and you know, start to produce regular hormones again, and for us to get back in that groove. But it was just a matter of me and my husband talking, like, you know, we don't really have sex a lot. I don't initiate it at all anymore because there's really no point, because you're either tired or grumpy or sad or mad or whatever. So I just kind of leave it alone, and it just kind of got thrown to the back burner. And I felt really bad because, you know, nobody wants to be, you know, the wife that their husband doesn't get any attention from them because they're running around with the baby, or they're sleeping, or they're cleaning, or they're doing something else. And, you know, you always want to make time for your significant other. So, you know, we're working on that now. I don't really know, like, all the effects of orthotricycline though, because I just started it, like, almost a month ago. So I guess I'll do an updated video to let you know, if anything changes, or, you know, if it's working great, or if it sucks, or whatever, you know. But I just felt like I would share my experience, you know, with the Depo shot and libido and everything else. And, you know, if you have any questions, comment, feel free to inbox me or leave a video response. Let me know, you know, if you've had these issues. And I'd love to, you know, talk to you if you want to about it, because it's always good to have someone to share your experience, good or bad, with. So I hope this helped, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.